Hello students, welcome back to AriserTalent. I am your maths faculty Arpita Sharma. Students, we are discussing the very first chapter of our class 9th and which is none other than what? Number system. What 9th? Number system, okay. So, we were talking about number system and so far we have completed our number system chart and we have talked about rationals and irrationals, and then we understood how to write or how to mark different type of numbers, rational obviously, on our number line. Then now we have to find out that what are the operations we are having in irrational numbers. We have done operations in rational number like addition, subtraction, divide and multiplication. Now we have to do the same process in case of which number? Irrational numbers. So I was talking about these 4 operations, and these 4 operations, you know that these operations are what? Simply plus, minus, cross and this divide sign. Okay, so we have go through these 4 operations of 2 numbers. Now numbers may be rational and irrational, and number may be irrational and irrational. So I am having 2 categories. We are not talking about rational and irrational because we have studied the multiplication, division, subtraction and addition of 2 rational class in our all previous classes, but in this particular class we are going to deal with the rational irrational combination and 2 irrationals. Okay. So here it is, add 2 root 2 plus 5 root 3 and root 3 minus 3 root 3. So this is our question. So given two root 2 plus 5 root 3 and root 3 minus 3 root 3. To add them, two root 2 plus 5 root 3. Okay, we have to add. Now if you have to add these 2 terms, you have to put the plus sign here. Okay, root 2 minus 3 root 3. Now what we have to do first is just remove this these brackets because this is the first operation we do. Okay, that implies 2 root 2 plus 5 root 3 plus root 2 minus 3 root 3. Now I am having root 2 terms here and here and root 2 3 terms here and here. What will I do? I will rearrange it. 2 root 2. Now I have taken this one. Now what will I do? I will pick the root 2 here from here and will rearrange it here. Now I will be having this 5 root 3 here. So I will rearrange it here, and the left one is minus 3 root 3 minus 3 root 3. Why I have done this? Because in order to solve this I have to take the root, the common terms side by side to each other so that I can have this common term and solve this in a better way. Okay. So that will be equals to root 2 common from here. So root 2, that will be 2 here plus 1 here. So basically this 2 root 2 is what? 2 multiplied by root 2, and root 2 is what? Root 2 multiplied by 1. So root 2 common, 2 plus 1 is here. Now that will be 5 minus 3 by same procedure. That will be 2 plus 1, that will be 3 root 2 and plus this is 2 and this is root 3. Now I have told you student, if you are having a plus sign here, these root 2 and root 3 will not going to merge and having root 5 as outcome. You have to you have to take it like 3 root 2 plus 2 root 3 only. Why? Because root 2 plus root 3 is not equals to root 5, but root 2 multiplied by root 3 is going to 2 multiplied by 3, that is 6, so root 6. Okay. So, this is your answer, right. So, what we have done here, we have done an addition, of irrational and irrational, and that is found to be irrational. This number was irrational, this complete number irrational, this complete number irrational. Okay. And the outcome what it is? It is irrational also. So, addition of two irrationals will give you irrational number. Okay. Take any two irrational number, that will be going to give you irrational number only. Now, add an irrational number to a rational number, and that will also give you an irrational number. Okay. So, note this, and then we will move forward to the next question. Noted it? Okay. Multiply 6 root 5 by 2 root 5. You have to multiply an irrational number with another irrational number. So, basically the given values are what? 6 multiplied by root 5, and you have the second value as 2 root 5. So, you have to multiply them. Okay. So, here 6 root 5 multiply by 2 root 5, that will be equals to 2 multiplied by 6 multiplied by root 5 multiplied by root 5. What I have done? I have just rearranged it. 6 multiplied by 2, 6 multiplied by 2, root 5 here, root 5 here, root 5 here, root 5 here. I have done this only. Okay. Now, solve this. 2 multiplied by 6 is what? 12 simply, and root 5 multiplied by root 5. If you multiply same root with the another one, that is going to be the number only, and root will eliminate, simply square. Root 5 square is equals to 5. Okay. So, that will be your answer. 60. 60 will be your answer. Okay. Now, answer is another thing, but what you have done here, that this is irrational number, this is irrational number, and your answer is simply rational, a rational number your answer is. So, that means we find out to be irrational multiplied by irrational is equals to rational. Students, now this is not, this is what I am writing is not always true, but we are getting the possibilities right there. Okay. Now, note it, then we will move forward to the next question. Noted? Okay. Then I am having this, divide 8 root 15 by 2 root 3. So, here given values, what are the given values, students? Given values are 8 root 15 and 2 root 3. This implies 8 root 15 divided by 2 root 3, that will be 8 root 15 divided by 2 root 3. Now, simply you can cut it short and have this 5 here. Now that will become 4 root 15 by root 3. Now what you can say, what you can do, I have told you, make sure that denominator, if it can be done, then make sure the denominator will not be having any root here. So I will be just multiplying it with root 2 and dividing it with the root 3 and dividing it with root 3. Root 3 1, so value will not be changed. Now 4 root 15 multiply by root 3 upon root 3 is 3. So that will be 4 by 3. I have told you root something multiply by root something, that is root a multiply by root b, that will be going to give to having root ab. So here it will be root of 15 multiply by 3. Okay, so you will be having this 4 by 3 root 45. So that will be your answer. That will be your answer. Now what you have done here? You have picked two irrationals. You have picked two irrationals and you got one rational here. Sorry, irrational here again. So you are getting again an irrational. So here dividation, all this, not always. Okay, we are just writing the conclusion that we are having in our questions. These are not always true. These are the only outcomes of our given questions. That these are the possible outcomes. Okay, not always, right? Now, okay, what are the conclusions? The first one is sum or difference of rational and irrational number is irrational. If I am going to add two irrational number, the outcome will always be irrational. Okay, sorry, it is not rational and irrational. If I am going to add an irrational number to rational number, then the outcome will always be irrational. If I have added or subtracted, there is a different sign. Different sign means either r minus I or I minus r, both, in both cases, that will be always irrational. If I have added two terms from one is rational, second is irrational, or if I am taken the difference of one irrational and one irrational numbers, then that is always going to be irrational one. Okay, this is the first conclusion. Now the second one, product or quotient of the non-zero rational number and irrational number is irrational. Product or quotient of a non-zero rational number and irrational number. If I am putting r multiply by I, that will be always I. If I am multiplying rational number with irrational number, so the resultant will always be an irrational number only. If I am dividing r by I, a rational number and irrational number, or an irrational number by a rational number, then the outcome will always be an irrational number. The outcome will always be an irrational number. Note it. Okay, this is important conclusion. If we add, subtract, multiply or divide two irrationals, the result may be rational or irrational. Now, although this is a conclusion I have told you, but you'll ask me, ma'am, how it's possible that irrational number we are adding two irrational number and get a rational number? How this possible? Now students, if I am getting this number 1.23456 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and so on. This is my first irrational number, and my second irrational number is 2.0345678910111 and so on. This is my second irrational number. Understand this, and I am going to subtract it. Whatever the number will be, even if it's non-terminating, but whatever the numbers may be, the subtraction of all these digits, because these digits will be the same throughout it. So even if it does not terminate or repeat, even then the difference will be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 here, all zeros, and here that will be 1. So the difference of these two irrational number is here what? A rational number. So it's a possibility. Okay. Now I am telling you that this is not my number. This is not my number. My number is something like now in this case I am not getting a rational number, but I am getting an irrational number here. So irrational minus irrational can be a rational number to irrational number 2. There is no rule that will be rational or that will be irrational. You will do the process, you will do multiply, add, subtract and divide it, and then you will get to know about it, about the outcome of it. Okay. So this is clear that if one is rational, another is rational, and you will be having any process, then the result will be always irrational. But in this case where I am putting one irrational, second also irrational, then the outcome you cannot say about it, that whether it will be always rational or irrational. Okay. This is about the subtraction. Now addition, you will ask addition, how it's possible? Okay, I am having this particular number 2.2332233223333. Okay, and may I have this number and so on, and somehow I will be getting one number which is, let's suppose 2 here, but point, and now that will be, let's suppose 7. Okay, let's suppose the values we are having is from here only. Here I am having a 6, here I am having a 6, and the value still goes on. Now the addition. Okay, maybe there are numbers something like 7 here and 3 here, and all the values are same here, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3 and so on. Okay, the values are same here, or maybe other than that. Okay, so whatever the values are, I am getting 1 from right there. Okay, so in that particular case, what is gonna be? A 0 here, and then a 0 here, then a 0 here, then a 0 here, then that will be 5. Now I am adding these two numbers. I am the one who's adding these two numbers, but this is irrational. There are some numbers, okay, this is irrational. Maybe all the numbers I am getting here will be summing it up to be 0, and I am getting this number as the final number only. So because these are all zeros here, so that number will be concluded as 5 only. Now 5 is rational or irrational? 5 is rational or irrational? 5 is rational. So I am having these two values irrational, and I am getting a value rational. So that is also a possibility. Okay. So should I rub this? So now what we have concluded yet, that addition, if I am talking about an addition, it may be rational, irrational. I am talking about a subtraction, that may be rational or irrational. When the first one is irrational and the second one is also irrational. First one is irrational and second one is also irrational. First one is rational, irrational, second one is also. In the case of multiplication, what can be the possibilities in the case of multiplication? If I am telling you to multiply root 2 with root 5, that is going to give you root 10, and root 5 multiply is going to give you a simple rational number. So here I am having irrational multiplying and giving me an irrational number. Here I am having two irrational number but giving me a rational number. That means there may be two outcome here also, and that can be a rational number or irrational number. Understood it? Understood it? Okay. Now if I am having the division here, the dividation here, so that will be in case of a division. Now again, if I am having this root 5 divided by root 5, what will you getting? A 1? Simple. Now if I am getting this root 2 multiply by root 3, maybe you can solve it by root 3, and then you will be getting 3, and here that will be root 6. So that will be root 6 multiply by 3. Now my question to you is, this is irrational, what you get? Rational. This is irrational, but what you get? Irrational. That means there are fair chances of getting rational as well as irrational, depends on the two values you have taken. So irrational and rational, those can be the outcome also. These are the points you have to remind yourself always. Now what is next? We have covered these points, right? So first let me clear it out. Then my dear students, there are some identities. Okay, which identities? You have read this identity, a plus b whole square equals to a square plus b square plus 2ab. Now can you tell me, will these identities will work in root cases? Yes, that will. That means root a plus root b will be what? Whole square. That will be equals to what? A square. Now a square is what? Root a square plus root b square plus 2 root a and root b. That means I can cut it short like root a plus root b whole square will be nothing but a plus b plus 2 root of ab. Why root of ab? Because root a, root b will be equals to root ab. Similarly, if I will talk about root a minus root b whole square, then I will be getting this answer as a plus b minus of 2 root ab. Now the third one is, I am having this, always having this particular what you say formula, a minus b plus a minus b multiply by whole multiply by a plus b is equals to a square plus b square. Now a square minus b square. Now what happened if I say that I am having something like root a minus root b, root a plus root b. What will be the outcome? I will just follow this rule, a square minus b square. Now a square is what? Root a. So basically root a square here minus root b square here. That means good news, I am having this root a minus root b okay. So this root a minus root b and root a plus root b will give you what? Root a square, that is a minus b. Is it so simple? The value of root a minus root b and root a plus root b will be equals to what? A minus b simply. Okay. So these will be the new formulas for you guys. These two. And this one. Okay, so I have told you concept of this denominator, that you if you are having some particular values in root format in your denominator, you have to multiply it, divide it and somehow convert it in a form where you will be having roots in maybe root or no root in the numerator, but no root for sure in the denominator. But if somehow you cannot do that, then that particular format in which you are having denominator as roots is having something like roots, and this is also okay in that. But your priority to make the denominator as without root, first thing. Second thing is, you have to remember these formulas just like you have remembered this formula in your small classes, right? So if you are now grown up students, so you have to remember all these formulas too. We will talk about some new formulas and we'll do some more good questions on based on these irrational numbers, but not in this class, but in our next class, student. Till then, take care, enjoy yourself and do study very well. We'll meet in our next class and we will be doing something graphically. Okay, now what we will do in that particular class graphically and representing something number line on the number line. So we will find out in the next class only. Till then, take care, bye bye.